What is climate change? Do you think humans are responsible for climate change? Or is climate change even real? Today, we will be conducting research on how well educated college students are with the global issue of climate change. We will be specifically speaking with Temple University students to understand what they know.
Currently, 97% of climate scientists believe that humans are responsible for the drastic change in climate. Various scientific associations can agree that climate change is in fact real, and that humans are the sole cause of it. Earth-orbiting satellites and other technological advances have enabled scientists to see the big picture, collecting many different types of information about our planet and its climate on a global scale. The body of data collected for many years reveals the signals of a changing climate. Do you think climate change is real?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I do.
I think it's one of the biggest issues we're facing right now, and
Climate change? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Climate change is real because if you see in the Antarctic, the ice is melting.
So do you think humans are responsible for it?
Most likely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that humans have a important role to play here on Earth, and that we should maintain like a standard quality of life here.
So do you think humans are responsible for it?
Most definitely.
Why would you say that?
Because of like factories and stuff and emissions,
I think they have put like the top scientists on it, and if they say that humans are the reason, I don't know, I believe that.
So do you think climate change is real?
No, absolutely not.
I think it's an important issue, but there are more important issues pressing this planet right now.
Well, because there's been a huge influx of carbon entering into the atmosphere because of humans.
Environmental scientists argue that the evidence for global warming is there, and that the evidence is caused by human activity.
Global sea level rose about 8 inches in the last century. The rate in the last 2 decades, however, is nearly double that of the last century. The planet's average surface temperature has risen about 2 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 1.1 degrees Celsius, since the late 19th century, a change driven largely by increased carbon dioxide and other human-made emissions into the atmosphere.
I mean, honestly, I don't really believe in climate change. I don't think there's enough scientific evidence to back it. Honestly, there have been a lot of weather changes and weird patterns in the past, and you can't always just be like, oh, it's climate change.
It was like we've only been studying the Earth for so long, and maybe this is just a natural change, and it'll go back to normal in a few hundred years when we're not here. We haven't been here long enough, and we haven't been studying it long enough to know if this is out of the norm.
I mean, I'm a wind energy salesman, so I'm a huge proponent of getting off of fossil fuels and getting onto renewable energy, and I think that's going to be the next big part in making sure that our next generation and the generations after that can live in a nice world.
How can we prevent that from happening?
I think we could prevent it by stop wasting so much, be more useful in recycling, stop trying to use gas so much.
Well, they always say, think globally, act locally. It's just all the little things like recycling, keeping your own community in order, getting involved in local programs, just living a greener life.
I think we gotta, press our politicians, press our government to make decisions which help the climate. Because yeah, there's stuff you can do as an individual, but if you get your government on board with the whole climate change thing, the whole climate change issue, that's going to be much more effective.
Renewable energy, taking care of the environment, and
honestly, I just think we should pay attention to more important issues, cut education, cut all this global climate crap, and spend more money on World War III and military where it actually matters. Why are we spending money on things that don't exist? It's not in the Bible. Just listen to Trump and just do what we need to do. You know what I'm saying?
all these scientists working on like bullshit, like they don't, like these aren't real jobs. They're like, this is all make believe, honestly. That's what I think.
No, I don't really know why people say it doesn't exist. I mean, maybe they think there's more important issues, I guess, which, you know, I can see, but to just say it doesn't exist is just, that flies in the face of, you know, what modern science says, I think. So I think that's a real problem if people in power are saying that.
I don't think you can prevent climate change. I think you can, like, try to mitigate the damage that it's causing, but I don't think you can really, like, I mean, it's like an ongoing process. So to say, like, prevent climate change, we have to, like, fight climate change rather than prevent it. Like, you know, come up with alternative energy, I guess, and just regulate emissions. But it's not really preventing it as much as just fighting it and making the damage that's already happening, like, not as bad.
We the people need to get involved and take action in changing our environment. We need to be more energy efficient and use renewable energy. Though you might feel like our lifestyle is insignificant compared to things like oil extraction and vehicle emissions, the choices we make in our day-to-day life, how we get around and what we eat, how we live, play a major role in slowing climate change.
As a global society, we should educate ourselves as much as we can with the ongoing issue of climate change, so we can do whatever it takes to solve the issue.